So in this video, we're going to be taking this set of mixed numbers that do not have common denominators, and we're going to be finding equivalent fractions so we can add them with common denominators. So to start off, I like to rewrite mine vertically. So I would say that 3 5/9 plus 2 2/6. So I automatically will reset my problem vertically. And the next thing I want to do is find my common denominator. So think about it just for a moment. See if you can think about your common denominator, what might be your lowest common denominator. And to make sure I get that, I'm going to go ahead and make a quick chart. And we'll look for our least common denominator. So I'm going to start by counting by sixes. So I've got 6, 12, 18, 24. Then I'm going to start counting by 9. So we've got 9 and 18. And I notice that 18 is my least common denominator. Now some students might have used 54 because they think 9 times 6 is 54. And that is a common denominator, but that would be way down here. Okay, and you want to always use the least common denominator. All right, so we're not going to use 54. We're going to use 18. So I'm going to make this equal to 18 and set this up to make an equivalent fraction. So 9 times what is 18? So we would say 9 times 2 is 18. What you do to the denominator, you have to do to the numerator. So then we say 5 times 2 is 10. All right, then we have 6 and 18. So we would say 6 times what? 6 times 3 is 18. Therefore, 2 times 3 is going to be 6. Now we're ready to add our fractions, but we don't want to forget about our whole numbers. So I'm going to squeeze those in right here because we actually have 3 and 10/18. And then we have 2 and 6/18. So you probably want to give yourself a little more room than I did. And first off, I like to add my whole numbers. So I've got 5 and 2, I've got 3 plus 2 equals 5. That's my whole number. Now I know my denominator is going to stay 18. So I'm going to rewrite that as 18. And I'm only going to add my numerators here. So I've got 10 plus 6 equals 16. Now I'm not quite done here. So you might take a look at this and notice that this can be simplified to a lower term. So think real quick, what's a number that goes into both 16 and 18? Now we know 1 goes into both of them, but that's not going to simplify it. So I do know they're both even numbers. So we could divide both of them by the number 2. So we could say 16 divided by 2 and 18 divided by 2. Now the 5 is going to stay the same. We don't do anything with the 5. So 16 divided by 2 is going to equal 8. 18, oops, that's supposed to be a 2. All right. So 18 divided by 2 is going to equal 9. So we would say that our simplified fraction would be 8/9. So our final answer would be 5 and 8/9.